The Internet, one of mankind's greatest achievements. It is a series of interconnected channels, allowing the world to communicate at speeds never thought possible only decades ago. Will this vital networking tool continue to grow and play a role in the ascension of humanity to higher levels of cognition and interconnectedness? Only time will tell. Today, we look into the recent past and explore the goings-on of humanity's collective mind. During the last week, which great obstacles did our civilization overcome? What important issues did we scrutinize under the microscope of understanding? How did we use our collective intelligence to make the world a better place? I think you already know. Hey guys, a bunch of important stuff happened this week, and we're gonna cover it all. In the world of politics, President Obama lessened the sentences of nearly 50 nonviolent drug offenders, while a group of world leaders came together and agreed upon a deal to keep Iran's nuclear program in check. In the world of science, NASA made history by visiting and photographing Pluto after a 9-year journey by its New Horizons probe. The Large Hadron Collider confirmed the existence of the pentaquark, and a British scientist predicted that the Earth will go through a natural mini ice age in 2030. Now that last one is super important. Sure, the last mini ice age in the late 1600s killed thousands of people, but they didn't have awesome tube sleds, or central heating, or toilet paper. During the coming cold spell, Boston might finally achieve its unofficial goal of keeping a gigantic dirty-ass pile of snow in a parking lot all summer long. Anyway, this week also played host to tons of announcements. Tesla announced a new ludicrous mode upgrade for $10,000 that would allow its cars to travel 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Sounds like Elon might be trying to pad his pockets after all those failed rocket launches. Google, meanwhile, announced that their prototype self-driving car was involved in an accident that sent 3 employees to the hospital. This is the 11th time a Google test car was hit by a distracted driver, proving that autonomous cars are far too dangerous for the public. The popular search engine Firefox has set their browser to block Adobe Flash after determining that the platform is too unsecure, making it much harder for me to watch My Little Pony. Or this video of a basketball flying over a body of water. Yes. Lay's announced the 4 finalists for its new flavor competition: biscuits and gravy, Euro, Reuben, and truffle fries. The fact that sushi didn't get on that list is embarrassing. Come on, Lay's. This past Friday was World Emoji Day, where the emoticon overlords announced 38 new pictures to clutter our smartphone keyboards. Among the list were bacon, avocado, carrot, nauseous face, horrifying clown. Oh my god. So, what else is going on in the world? In China, a couple posted a video of them getting it on in a Uniqlo fitting room. Probably wearing one of those poofy jackets. In Cape Cod, beachgoers rescued a baby great white shark that had ended up trapped on shore after attempting to eat some seagulls. Those bastards. In Scotland, a monster hunter believes that the Loch Ness Monster might be a giant catfish. In the world of celebrities whose glory days are behind them, it was revealed that Alfalfa from the Little Rascals has grown up to become Ro Reynolds from the electro metal band Enter Shikari. Meanwhile, Daniel Radcliffe acted as a receptionist for an hour at Nylon Magazine and then proceeded to complain about how difficult the job was. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten rid of the Elder Wand, Harry. In Staten Island, police were thrown into a panic by people that were walking around with what looked like assault rifles but were actually paintball guns. Because, whenever there's a tragic shooting, I like to play paintball in the middle of the street in New York. Yep. This week also marked the end of Ramadan, which was celebrated by Muslims across the world. The Empire State Building was even lit in green for the event, which made many Americans wonder how St. Patrick's Day had come around again. In the world of professional sports, Russ Westbrook posted a video of D-League player Brandon Armstrong doing impersonations of him. Wait. Was that a basketball?
Whoa, look at that go!
Porn star Mia Khalifa posted photos of some direct messages on her Twitter from Buffalo Bills defensive back Duke Williams, in which he proved that he has just as little game off the field as he does on the field. But not to worry, all you single dudes out there. Mia might not want anything to do with you, but Britney Spears is looking for a new bae. She's kind of hoping that he'll be a lot like her ex Kevin Federline, because, that went so well the first time around. Now for a bunch of people that spend money in ways that frustrate the rest of us that work really hard for a living. In Portland, Oregon, someone bought hundreds of sex toys and hung them from the power lines. It literally got so bad that they had to call in the power company to make sure that these things weren't a fire hazard. Who has the money for all of that? Who? Who spends their money on dildos and hangs them from the power lines? I don't understand. In New Hampshire, the Bob's Burgers dude took out a full page in the newspaper to protest a $15 parking ticket that he received for parking backwards. You should know better than to back and park, you forward-thinking prick. Ex-teen mom star Farrah Abraham gave her 6-year-old daughter $600 after the girl lost her 2 front teeth. That might kind of make up for the grand-scale humiliation on national television. Maybe. Members of Amazon Prime actually got a little return on their investment this week during Amazon's Prime Day, in which customers enjoyed even better deals than they do on Black Friday. In response, Best Buy started selling $200 gift cards for $15, but then when they realized that they weren't making any money, they canceled all of the sales. To which this gorilla from the Bristol Zoo had only this to say. Now to delve into the glamorous world of rap music. The feud between Lil Wayne and Birdman intensified when the latter apparently dumped water on the former during a show in Miami. In Canada, a petition was created to replace Kanye West with a local artist for the closing ceremony of the Pan Am Games. A mere 50,000 people signed the document, and let's be honest, it'll take way more than that to discourage a musical genius at Kanye's level. 50 Cent, on the other hand, filed for bankruptcy at a Connecticut court after being sued for $7 million over a sex tape. Speaking of Connecticut, there have been some very odd things going on in my home state this week. On Thursday, a bunch of severed limbs were found on the side of the road in New Haven, where I will never be going again, regardless of how good Frank Pepe's is. And on Tuesday, a man in West Haven got ass naked and sat on top of his car in the middle of rush hour on 95, causing even more traffic. That must have been fun to explain at work. But the funny thing is that last story is tame in comparison to the one about the old man sitting naked in a pig pen drinking beer who told the police that there's nothing to worry about. He just likes pigs. Yeah, that last one was in Pennsylvania, not Connecticut. Don't get that confused. On a similar note, Sinead O'Connor stated in a Twitter post that she believes music is dead because Kim Kardashian appeared on the front cover of Rolling Stone magazine. While we're here, we might as well catch up with the Kardashians. Kendall Jenner got into some hot water on social media after snapping a photo of her driving with her leg out the window and flailing both of her hands. Come on, guys. I'm sure that her dad taught her how to drive safely. Speaking of which, Caitlyn Jenner received the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage during the ESPY Awards, which upset some people. One of the other best moments of the ESPY Award was when UFC champion Ronda Rousey won the award for Best Fighter and asked Floyd Mayweather how it feels for him to finally get beaten by a woman. Oh, damn. So there's our stories on badass women. Now for our stories on overly hormonal preteen girls. Harry Styles of One Direction received a death threat on Twitter, throwing the world into chaos. Probably should have signed all the Fangirl CDs, Harry. You never know who you're gonna piss off. Moving away from celebrity trivialities, we venture into the riveting world of American politics, in which Donald Trump received a death threat on Twitter. Oh, wait a minute. After making some pretty outlandish comments about Mexican immigrants during his campaign announcement, Trump was called out by the son of escaped Mexican drug lord El Chapo, who was upset that Trump had called Mexicans drug traffickers. Perhaps you weren't the greatest person to make that point? Toward the end of the week, Trump decided to add to his repertoire of excellent sound bites by saying that John McCain is not a war hero. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that getting captured by the Vietnamese, tortured for 5 years, while attempting to protect the men that serve under you, could be considered pretty courageous by some people. But you know what else is courageous? All of these kitty cats. Because let's be honest, anybody that can wear a hairball on their head should be considered a hero. Anyhow, Jesse Eisenberg got into some trouble online after calling the Comic-Con experience something like a genocide. He later had to come forward and explain that he did not mean his comment literally. Whew. Now that is a relief, because here I thought that maybe the Nazis had come back and invaded San Diego and no one mentioned it on the news. That would have been bad. You know, it's sort of like that time when Queen Elizabeth II became a Nazi for that one afternoon back in 1933. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. And finally, the trailer for the Suicide Squad movie was leaked online, prompting an official release soon after. And the Deadpool trailer was also leaked online, prompting the collective cheers of thousands of comic book fans. Well, that's it for the week. I hope you all enjoyed it. See y'all soon. Bye.